All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to talk about Kamaru Usman and whether he's ducking Khamzat Chimaev. We're also going to talk about Khamzat Chimaev, Gilbert Burns, that upcoming fight, because Stephen Hargett, world #1 pound for pound jiu-jitsu fighter in the world in Masters 2, told me who he thinks is going to win in the grappling exchanges. And that obviously has a lot of impact on this particular fight. So we're going to talk about that. But first, I'm going to talk about Kamaru Usman and how he's managed his career and whether he's ducking Khamzat Chimaev, because it's notable, okay? Now, if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. I'm sure that you care deeply about what I think of people's careers, and I talk about that all the time. So you probably want to get on my mailing list, aka the alert list when I upload new videos. So go ahead and do that. If you're a person who watches a lot of my videos and you haven't subscribed, I take that personally, okay? Not really. But I would appreciate it if you just hit subscribe. You don't even have to ring the bell. That way I know that you like my stuff. So here's the deal, okay? So when you become the champion, there are a couple things that are going to dictate the overarching success of that reign, okay? Mainly, how much money did you make, okay? How much money did you make? And I know, like, you know, sport purists are going to hear that, and it's going to sound like acid in their ear balls. What? But here's the deal, okay? Your pay structure as the champion is tremendously different than when you are not the champion, okay? If you are a regular UFC fighter that is not holding a belt, okay, you make fill in the blank. 100 to show, 100 to win. 200 to show, 200 to win, 300 to show, whatever, right? Like you're on a base and then a win bonus, okay? Most people are base and then win bonus. Maybe everyone. I don't know, whatever. You understand what I'm saying. The champion is on a base and then they get pay-per-view points, which can equate to a lot of money, an additional $500,000 to multiple millions of dollars, okay? So that is a huge deal if you're talking about fighting a couple times a year and you're the champion, right? Like the bottom line is this: the amount of time that you can maintain being the champion is a tremendous impact on the overall success of your career, okay? Because at the end of the day, guess what? Everyone's going to turn 40 unless you die before then, right? Like everyone. You're all going to turn 40, dude. Everyone's going to turn 40. And when you're 40 and you're looking back, what will dictate how successful you had been is the amount of money that you made, period. Okay? And so while there are some guys who approach being champion from the perspective of, I want the toughest fights. I only want to fight the best. Oh, that guy's scary? Give him to me. Like Israel Adesanya, very clearly that is his approach. Who's the scariest guy? Put him in front of me. And I have a lot of respect for that. Like, I mean, why wouldn't you? And he's beat them all also. But like, that is the way that he's approached his career. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I have even more respect for a person who is very strategically picking their opponents to maximize value with the least amount of risk. Because for me, I mean, I love the fights, dude. I love the fights, obviously. But for me, I love the strategy just as much, if not more. And so when Kamaru Usman and Ali Abdelaziz say a thing like, if Nick Diaz beats Robbie Lawler, everybody's getting in line behind him. You're like, oh, well, I mean, I already knew, but now I really know that what they're doing over there is biggest fight, lowest risk, which is what you should do, right? If you care about your future self, that's exactly what you should do. Who's going to help you sell the most pay-per-views and offer up the least amount of risk, okay? Now, Khamzat Chimaev is a big star if you're a big MMA fan, right? Like if I went to, like I have buddies that I consider to be like my, my finger on the pulse of the casual, right? Like he's a casual. And the reason and how I kind of determine that is the really big fights, he'll text me, hey, should I buy this pay-per-view? And it's always like a Conor fight or like a Masvidal fight or whatever. He only does it for like the big fights. And that's why Masvidal could sell 1.3 million pay-per-views, right? When he comes on as a 7-day notice fill-in fighter, right? Coming off of a, Ben Askren jump knee and then a Nate Diaz ass whipping, right? Do you think that if Khamzat Chimaev is going to fight Kamaru Usman, that guy's going to text me, hey man, you think I should buy this fight? Or do you think it's more likely if Colby Covington is going to fight Kamaru Usman for a third time that he's going to text me? Now, maybe you wouldn't text for either, but I would say it's a hell of a lot more likely that he'd come texting about a third Colby fight. Now I'm going to read you an ad Did you know that browsing online using incognito mode doesn't actually protect your privacy? That's right. Without added security, you might as well give away all your private data to hackers, advertisers, your ISP, and other prying eyes. That's why I use IPVanish VPN to make it easy to stay truly private and secure on the internet. IPVanish helps you safely browse the internet by encrypting 100% of your data. This means that your private details, passwords, communications, browsing history, and more will be completely shielded from falling into the wrong hands. Even your physical location will be hidden. IPVanish makes you virtually invisible online. It's that simple, which is exactly what you guys need, knowing the kinds of things you guys look at online. IPVanish is offering an incredible 70% off their yearly plan for our listeners with a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's like getting 9 months for free for those of you who are terrible at math, which is probably all of you. IPVanish is super easy to use. All you have to do is tap one button and you're instantly protected. You won't even know that it's on. Stop sharing with the world everything that you stream, everything you search for, and everything you buy, because it's all really creepy stuff and you know that that's true. Take your privacy back today with the brand rated 4.6 out of 5 on Trustpilot. So go to ipvanish.com/Jesse and use promotional code JESSE to claim your 70% savings. That's ipvanish.com/Jesse. Now, Kamaru's going to fight Leon Edwards. And I can tell you for goddamn sure he's not texting me during that fight, right? Unless they put some ridiculous undercards on there. He ain't texting about that fight. And so Kamaru has done an exceptional job of choosing his opponents based on the lowest amount of risk with the highest amount of, payback, right? I mean, and you could say Leon Edwards, he has been saying, I'll fight Leon for a long time. Now he's finally going to get to fight him. But, you're not going to be able to hype a fight like that very well. Just, I don't know. You understand what I'm saying. But so the answer is Kamaru's being very clear that he wants to fight Colby after he fights Leon, not Khamzat. And what I'm saying is, so yes, he is ducking him, right? Now, obviously, this all hinges on Khamzat beating Gilbert Burns, which is not a foregone conclusion at all. But yes, he's ducking him. Or at the very least, he's making him wait a while. And to me, that's just smart, dude. It doesn't mean he's scared of him. It just means he's smart. His equation is most pay-per-views, least amount of risk, no brainer, right? So the answer is yes, he's ducking him, and no, he's not scared. I mean, that's how I look at it. Now, in terms of the Gilbert Burns and Khamzat Chimaev fight, here is what Steve Hargett had to say. He said that Khamzat is going to beat Gilbert on the ground in every position unless Gilbert hurts him before they go to the ground. He said positionally, Khamzat's better than he is, right? He said that Gilbert Burns likes to pass from the top, like when he wins jiu-jitsu championships, he likes to get on top and then pass. He said he's not going to be able to get Khamzat in that position unless he hurts Khamzat first before they go to the ground. Now, he didn't necessarily even really pick a winner, because what he said was he doesn't really know about Khamzat's stand-up game. And Gilbert's stand-up game is vicious enough that you absolutely, we're all just basing Khamzat's stand-up on one blitzkrieg knockout shot that he threw at Drew Mershard, and then this one fight that he had against a really legit guy, in circles, whatever that rings. That's embarrassing. He looked great. And by all accounts, he has great stand-up, and he's now training with Darren Till. All anyone talks about is they're like, oh, Darren Till's going to learn how to grapple. I'm like, Darren Till's a pretty good striker too, dude. So you would imagine Khamzat's striking is going to be great also. But Gilbert Burns is explosive on the feet, right? Like, there's no one that you can just write off Gilbert as a potential knock you out on the feet against guy, right? So, it's not a foregone conclusion that Khamzat wins. I do think Khamzat's going to win, but only because he's got that look of like complete invincibility on him, dude. And if he God, I don't know, man. I was watching some film on Gilbert Burns the other day. Like, he is nasty, man. He is nasty. Who knows, dude? I do think Khamzat will win, but only because he is just like, he's just got that look. Like, he's like that guy where you're looking, you're like, this guy's not going to lose. He's not going to lose. He's got that thing that Conor had when he first got in the octagon where you're like, he's just not going to lose, dude. He's too confident. But I can promise you Dana doesn't want him to lose. That's for goddamn sure. But so, yeah, the basic breakdown, if Steve says he's got the advantage on the ground, which obviously if Steve says it, it's accurate, then you're basically banking on Gilbert knocking him out or hurting him bad enough that he gets an advantage on the ground which could happen, but I'm still betting on Khamzat. So that is what I've got, you guys. Short video for me. So subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, get yourself some IP Vanish, son. Protect yourself online. Love you guys.